take love out of the question. That would be a bad business decision to keep 100K. Just take the 50K
Yeah.
and triple that amount in every brand deal you and Amaya are going to get for the next 6 months until you inevitably probably fade away. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode of BachMakers. Make sure to
Like
comment
and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Keep watching.
Welcome back to BachMakers presented by Good Time Media. I am Michael. That is Wyatt. And this is your girlfriend's favorite podcast. Almost forgot that part.
I don't like the voice you go into when you say that.
And this is your girlfriend's favorite podcast. With the announcer voice. Yeah, so Love Island. It's finally over. It's been a marathon. It's been a month and a half long. Every day except hump days and Saturdays, technically, because nobody really watches After Sun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of content in the month and a half. When I think back to the first couple episodes, feels like forever ago. I'm not gonna lie, forever ago.
I'm tired. Like, not that I had a bad experience. I'm just exhausted from my first go at this Love Island thing. It's a lot. And now, like, it's like running a marathon without training for it. Now it's like, all right, I can prep my brain for next season. So like now I know what to expect. I did not know what to expect going into the season in terms of like length of episodes, how much of a commitment it's going to be. I'm just very tired. And I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. It felt like a lot of people were in that boat towards the end of the season. It very much limped to the finish line. Whereas
100%.
And I don't I'm assuming that's a problem the franchise has as a whole, mostly, where when you have that much content and you know these people so well and you do emphasize the chaos and the drama so much, I don't know how the ending can possibly live up to expectations. Not that I don't think there were expectations for this one at this point, but it's going to be hard to like have a big bang at the end if you like end happily.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like it's similar to, when we were talking about Grand Season, The Bachelor, when we were like, oh shit, it's already week 6, or oh my gosh, Hometowns is next week. That's kind of what it felt like with Love Island to an extent. I mean, the family came on Friday, which some people were only together for 5-6 days before like they met each other's
Couple
parents. Yeah, it just felt like it was moving so fast. And like when this type of TV gets to like the serious aspect where it's like, oh shit, they're meeting family, oh shit, they're talking about life outside the villa, it's like it kind of takes away from the Love Island experience, to be honest. Like that peak Love Island is like the first 2-3 weeks when it's chaos, when it's crazy. And then once some things happen, you kind of knew when the season was going downhill, but I don't know. It just, when it got serious, I'm just like, And we kept talking last time about there's so many people, they need a red wedding. And then they had the red wedding. And then it was down to 5, pretty much 4 couples for a couple episodes. And it's like, no, go back to more people.
Yeah.
This is awful. This is awful.
I miss the people. Yeah.
These couples are so new. It was just weird at the end, right? We didn't have any like long-term couples. The only 2 long-term couples were voted off by the public with Taylor and Clark, who, even though that wasn't that long-term, that was since the start of Casa. So like that would have been the second longest term besides Ace and Shelley.
Chris and Huda had the longest relationship, right?
But Taylor
it wasn't a relationship.
Taylor and Clark would have been longer than Chris and Huda because Huda was with JD. I like you like being dominant.
Oh my god, about that. Yeah.
So yeah, and Ace and Shelley would have,
Whoa, is your mic just go crazy? Yeah, so Huda and Chris were technically the longest standing couple at that point. You could argue 2 of the other couples weren't really couples. They were couples by default. And that's Nick and Alandria and Iris and Pepe. They were friends. So like, oh, we're still here. Might as well stick around. And then Brian and Amaya eventually, after the standing on business date, coupled up. So that you're stuck with like some loose ends here. And it's like how is
Mhm.
this the best of what we have to offer from this summer? Like how did we get
I,
here?
yeah, I think it shows that maybe when America meddles, too much into the drama that happens in the villa, that just makes it worse. It kind of just needs to play out organically because it all kind of started when we broke up Huda and Jeremiah, and then we choose other things, and then they choose to keep Huda in, and then the kind of domino effect. But we kind of just gotta let them do their thing. Where I don't know, I just feel like, but that also is what makes Love
Yeah.
Island different than the reality TV shows is that like that it's live and that you can vote. And I do agree that adds so much like funness to it, but I don't know, it adds a lot of
I
chaos.
think this season ended with Casa. The Casa twist. The way when they brought everybody back and just was like, "Hey, you're all here." That felt like it ended. It felt like the show that we thought we were going to have this summer isn't it. I feel like that's when it went downhill because yeah, then you have so many new people where you're like, I forget who's with who. I don't know who is who. And you're halfway through the summer and you're like, I can't keep up with this. So my question to you then is how much do we need Casa? Because I think
I
this
mean,
season,
I think you definitely do need Casa. If you go back and watch last season, Wyatt, if you go back and watch last season, you'll see why they did Casa a lot different
okay.
last season, and it worked out. I feel like a lot better. But one, I don't remember a single one of the Casa boys from last season. Like the Casa boys this season. I mean, one of them
Yeah.
won, which we'll get to, but like they all kind of are still relevant. Like they actually got screen time and they're relevant. Um, but I don't know. I just think I think the season turned for the worse right when I wouldn't say when America coupled up
Iris and Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. I would say when Ace and his gang like voted
Jeremiah.
off
Yeah.
Jeremiah. I think that's when it's like, this season's done for. Because then movie night can never happen. And like we didn't get movie night or social media challenge. And actually what I want to talk about right now is that one challenge that we did get where they like ranked where they saw
Yeah.
America's ranking of them. I think that's a terrible way to find out to let them know how America sees them because then they see like who's at the top, and that changes. You could see that switch
Uh-huh.
where they treated Amaya
Oh,
different. They
100%.
treated everyone. The girls treated Amaya different. Brian was like, "Hey, let me couple up with
Zach was
Amaya."
apologizing immediately.
Yeah, it was just a switch of one. Same with Pepe too. I feel because Pepe was high on those lists and
Mhm.
everything like that. So I feel like that's where it really switched, and that's when Ace had the realization, and he kind of his game shut off after that. When he realized him and Shelly were at the end, he kind of was like just giving up. He kind of was like, I'll do me, and I don't know. I don't like how that's what they did for like showing what America sees. I
Yeah.
don't know. That's
Yeah, there's like you gotta find a way to let them know what America's thinking without fully showing your hand.
yeah,
Because then everyone starts
yeah,
to try to manipulate the game that way because they don't want America to hate them, which is fair.
yeah. It turns it into more of a game, and like yeah, at the end of the day, like this is a game, but the less of a game it is, the more entertaining
Yeah.
it is. I think in terms of chaos and
Yeah.
love. To be
I think
honest.
that seemed to be the overarching issue with the season. And again, we're kind of harping on the season. I think there was a lot of I think that
Fun.
overall good season. Like overall
Yeah.
well done.
It's
I
the most watched season,
yeah.
100% that has ever happened. And look at the follower count.
Yeah.
If you just look at the data of the follower counts, it's insane. Some of these people have blown the hell
Yeah.
up.
Oh no, and I had a great time my first Love Island season. I'm all in. I understand why it is so big. But a lot of the issue was I think the cast felt not inauthentic, but it felt with like that they had ulterior motives. I'm tired. Yeah,
Ulterior
you know what I mean. They were in it for
other
other
motives.
motives instead of just trying to find love. Which that's one person I want to talk about, and we can kind of go couple by couple here. The final four. I
Yeah.
want to start
Hmm.
with the one that ended up not even being a couple, Chris and Huda.
Yes,
We're
let's start with
gonna
them. That was fun.
a lot of people are gonna say a lot of things about Huda. One thing you can't say about Huda is she wasn't in it for the money. Because if she's in it for the money, she can suck it up for a day and maybe win at the finale. Like you don't try to have you don't have an argument.
Well, the voting already
Yeah, but
happened
you don't
before.
instigate an argument that could potentially break you up the night before the finale if you're in it for the money. There's no way she was thinking like, I'm just in it. I'm gonna try to get the money. She was in it for the right reasons. So I can applaud her for that. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do I have a lot of gripes with the way she handled things? 100%. But you can't say she's not in it for love. So I can tip my cap to Huda there.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't like about that kind of breakup talk, their last date, which one I got to give the producers a little shout out because the producers had like that the live performer singing
Yeah.
for them, and they brought that person in at the perfect time. Like I already know the producers, and it's like, oh, going now, going now, going now. That was great. I just didn't like how Chris kept saying like, what do you think? Like, what do you think? Like, you wanted to break up
Yeah.
with her. Why didn't you just break up with her? Like, be a man. Like, you can talk about like you're not gonna treat a man like that, man like that. Like, then you break up. You break up with Huda. Like, why does she have to end things with you? And then she was kind of saying, "Yeah, I ended things with her." Like, everybody knew Chris was not happy in that couple the last 3-4 days. Why didn't Why didn't you just end things, man? Like, I don't know why it's all on Huda. Like, I guess she's the OG. Like, she's the woman in the relationship, but I feel like you could have articulated your feelings a little bit better in terms of I don't see this happening on the outside world, which obviously they had no shot. You know, kind of just end things. So that Chris pissed me off a little bit in that, but I did like his I'm not gonna
Yeah.
carry you when Huda when they break up and there's about an inch or two of water, and she's like, "You're not gonna carry me across the water."
Yeah. It was a
Oh
lot. And
God.
they clearly weren't ever going to work. And I think Chris definitely wanted to end things, but he just
Yeah.
goaded her into doing it first, which
Hmm.
I wonder if it was more of, hey, I don't know how America thinks of Huda right now. Because Huda was, I mean, she was down and out for a while after the Jeremiah crash out. And then she was
She's got her
slowly
following.
like gaining
She's got her.
steam.
Yeah.
So maybe he felt a little bit of that and he's like, I can't be the one to like trigger it again. Or like maybe he was just afraid
Yeah.
of a crash out, to be honest. And he's like,
True.
I need her to break up with me so she can't crash out on me.
And that's gotta be the explanation
Yeah.
for it because in that game, Huda was always around like the middle, and I think that kind of describes it because she had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
lovers, but also a lot of haters. So she was definitely in that middle range. Um, but yeah, that's what'd you think of that little bedtime conversation they
But
had with
cuddling.
Huda like three. I'm gonna count down. I'm gonna count down. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I mean, Huda, what are we doing at that point? I just don't. Every time I'm close to being like, you know what? I'm back in on Huda.
She's
She does something like that where I'm like,
yeah,
just, just don't. Just don't, maybe.
yeah.
It'd be cool if you did it.
I And going back to the crash out of all crash outs, the one I don't know, episode like 12 or
Yeah.
something or 10 or something with Jeremiah just yelling and calling him a bitch and everything like that. And like roles reversed, Jeremiah's the most canceled guy in the world,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
The most canceled guy
Yeah.
in the world. Where I think that's something that Huda should have been pulled. Huda should have been pulled. I think this season would have been a lot different. I'm not saying better or worse. It would have been a lot different and it would have been like a what if Huda did get pulled? Because they didn't have the movie night
What are they
anyway.
going to
And
pull
like I feel
3
like the movie
cast
night was set
members?
up.
They already pulled 2.
Okay. Well, the Sierra thing was after the
Yeah,
fact.
but then
That's
also,
still
you
crazy.
can,
Yulissa, that's like that actually felt like 2 years
yeah.
ago. Who cares about
But
Yulissa?
then
Who
I
cares
think you
about
set a
Yulissa?
bad standard of you pull Sierra for valid reasonings and then you pull Huda because you don't like her actions. I don't think those are comparable things to pull someone.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like her mental health was actually at stake in those like
Agreed,
couple
but I
days
just
in terms of that crash out. And like
but comparing that to
I don't know.
Sierra posting a slur is a little tough.
Yeah, yeah. I know. It's a different
Yeah.
type of reason to be pulled, but I mean they definitely have a psych in there with them, and I'm sure they had a stern talking to with Huda
Mhm.
after that crash out and being like, you need to chill. But I guess that kind of wraps the bow on
Yeah.
Huda in this time of
Which
Love Island. I wish they had a movie night. I wish Jeremiah was still in the finale, or just I don't know. They just missed out so many different things with
yeah.
no movie night.
So, okay,
But
how here's a question. If you're Huda, you get out of the villa, you get your phone. What's those first 5 minutes like? What are you doing?
I
What do
mean,
you try?
she's at 2.6
Yeah.
million on Instagram right now, which allegedly all of her fans are buying followers for her. Like they're all just
That's
bots,
crazy.
and so it's not actually
That can
2.6.
that can fuck up your social media presence if people buy you
Yeah,
followers like that.
yeah. Um, but I don't know. I think she's one. I really hope she does like take accountability for that crash out because she's gonna address it, because she's gonna see all the hate from those couple of days and maybe how she treated some people. But at the same time, I think she's gonna be her. She keeps it how it is at the end of the day. She keeps it a buck,
Meeting
and
family.
I think she's gonna yeah. I think she's gonna go back to well, one, she's probably gonna move to LA. I know she talked about that on one of the episodes. I think she's gonna be a fitness influencer and go back to working out, and hopefully goes back to her
Yeah.
daughter.
I'm just thinking like
Um,
the first 30 seconds you hit your phone. What do you do? Are you going to Twitter to search in your name or are you checking on
there's
Instagram?
too much.
Like how do you take all that in? That has to be overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think for any cast member, I think friends and
Yeah.
family text messages would probably be a good start. Yeah, that I can't imagine just the
Yeah.
overwhelmingness that would be. Same with like
Oh my
Amaya. I
god.
can't even imagine because nobody ran her
It's
Instagram the whole
crazy.
time, and she just blew the
Yeah.
hell up. Like absolutely, like even Poppy was like, "We're gonna make a Amaya papaya flavored
Yeah. I will buy a
Poppy."
full case of that.
That's 100%. And if they do that partnership, I hope she gets and she deserves the fucking bag from Poppy for
Mhm.
that. She better get a
Yes.
percentage. She royalty. Get that royalties.
Gosh, there's
Um
I could listen to Amaya one-liners for days. Well, she had one last night. It was like if I shine too bright, get some shades on. Something like that. I was like, that's a banger. Like she
yeah.
just speaks in bars. It's so good.
Yeah. I don't know if I could listen to it for days because I like it a little bit here and there,
Yeah.
but uh, to an extent I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, we get it,
I just
but that's how
you have
she is, and she's so authentically herself, and that's why I think she blew up so much. And
yeah.
that's great. Let's talk about Maya and Brian though, because they started dating. So this is the finale was
Mhm.
Sunday, the whatever they started dating the Friday before that,
So
not
9
2
days
days
ago.
prior, 9 days ago on the
Yeah.
television, which that loosely translates to real life in the villa. And they won Love
They won.
Island for dating for 9 days. And they were like, we're exclusive. No way this is last, right? I mean, I think it'll
Mhm.
last for maybe a couple months through the reunion a bit, but finesse. Brian with the biggest finesse in the world,
Yeah.
right? Can we
Yeah.
agree on that?
I I'm working on a video talking about comparing this championship run to other sports championship runs. I think the
Okay.
closest we have it is the Nick Foles Eagles, where you had Carson Wentz was having an MVP
Mm.
season. Amaya was at the point where so many people liked her. It's whoever can step in and fill that
Yeah.
role is going to win a title. That Eagles team was so good where Nick Foles is Brian, where Brian just stepped in the clutch time moments and he had a few big plays, Philly, stepping up during the Stand Your Business challenge, and they won a title.
Yeah. And who they play? Tom Brady, Nick
Yeah.
Landria, who had dynasty going.
Yeah,
Not really,
kind
but
of. But yeah, no, it's
who was a fan favorite? Not fan favorite. Tom Brady's
talked about.
I,
The
I,
narratives were there. It was a narrative.
or Huda. Huda could be Tom Brady,
Yeah.
honestly, in that
It's just
comparison.
it's insane. What a not even a Cinderella run, just like a last minute. All right.
Yeah,
It was more
because
everyone else fell off, let's be honest. If there was one strong couple from the beginning, they probably win it. Like if Sierra and
yeah,
Nick are still there, they probably win.
if that Instagram post never happened and
Sierra
she
wins.
wasn't pulled and she she used a racial
Mhm.
slur, yes, Syria
Yeah.
and Nick win 100%. I think it would have been close though.
Yeah.
I think it would have been somewhat
Because
close
people were
between
starting to
Amaya, just
turn
because.
on Sierra before everything really
Yeah,
came out.
yeah, people like still kind of thought she was fake or whatever. Um, but like, let's talk about Brian. He comes in Casa. He comes in Casa, and in Casa he's with Angelina, and then he comes back to the house. They all stay, and then he gets bored of Andreina after like 2 days
Yeah.
or 3 days or whatever. And then he's like, you know what? I kind of want to explore Jaden, who was also a girl in Casa, which I didn't like the whole Casa guys with Casa girls. That just didn't make sense. Um, and then on that challenge where they're saving they're saving one person where Taylor got
Mhm.
saved, he stood behind Jaden to save Jaden. Like he wanted Jaden. And then 2 days later, no, then the next day was the stand on business challenge, right? Wait, was the stand on business before that?
Why do I feel like it was? Because Taylor chose Clark. Who got sent home? Taylor chose Clark during the stand your business. That's when him and Alondria had their big beef, screaming fight, and he's like, you know what? I choose Clark.
Yeah, so that
That was
was
before.
the stand on business was on a Tuesday night. I remember that. I think it was then on a Monday because that was also the same day they did the rankings.
Who got eliminated when Taylor was saved?
The stand on business was the day after that little challenge because Austin wasn't there during the stand on business. But yeah, he was. He
Yeah.
was there. Oh, the stand on business was the day before that
Yeah.
then. Okay, but
That's
still,
crazy.
that's crazy that they did that. He stood up for Amaya during this stand on business, and that all it takes for
He
him
did,
to
yeah.
win.
He
If
did one thing.
he did one
He,
thing.
he
He did
all he
one
did
thing.
was, hey guys, that's Amaya just talks like that. And Amaya was
Yeah,
like,
that's
you're my winner.
and then 4 days after he stood up for her, they get the one hideaway getaway. Like only one couple got that the whole season, which there's been way stronger and longer tenured couples, and they get
It's like
that.
they
And
forgot
so
that
he,
was a thing during the summer. There were so many crash outs and like chaos. They were like,
yeah,
"Oh yeah, we have this place so we can send couples." And like, "Wait, we don't have couples."
yeah. And to be fair, I feel like they need to encourage people going into the hideaway, even if they're not officially invited to the hideaway. I feel like that adds a little like, oh wow, she took her to the hideaway. Like, damn, like, suspect.
I
I don't
hated
know.
their little singing for the hideaway stuff. That was where I almost like drew the line. We're like,
Eat
oh,
that kitty. Eat
oh,
that kitty in the
I hated
hideaway.
that. So that is my
Do you think they came up with that, or they were like, all right, like maybe you guys should sing this?
yeah. What intern was like, hey, I have an idea.
Chat. That's ChatGPT.
Yeah.
They asked Chat for like, give me a little song to sing to wish our girl happy good riddance and
I hated it.
love
I hated
making.
it. But anyways, should we talk about Iris and
That's
Pepe?
maybe just the actual. Oh, I guess
I
we
mean, real
can.
quick, should we talk about the other two we haven't talked about
Yeah,
yet? I mean, Iris and
yeah.
Pepe, they
Iris
were
and
never going to
Pepe.
win, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I think they're a lot. I mean, they're by far the most like
two
yes,
likable people. There's two very likable people, and that's why in the
hmm
finale, I have no problem with
yeah,
that. I don't see them, maybe actually dating. If they do date,
yeah,
sick. I mean, they seem to have somewhat of they definitely have more chemistry than Nick and Landry.
yeah.
I think for
Oh my
sure.
gosh. I mean, there's nothing else to really talk about with Pepe and them. It's just like they were friends. They stuck it out. It was kind of cute that they were like, we came in together. We're gonna leave
Yeah.
together, and that's that. They didn't have a chance of winning. Can we wrap up conversations on Nick for a second here? He's been a topic of
Yeah.
conversation for us. I've been out on Nick since about week 2, where after the Mamacita stuff, I'm like, I'm over. I'm over it. There's too much. That part was funny, and then it's just all right. You're Ace's minion. You're Two Face. You say one thing to Huda. You vote her out every single time. You try to be your best friend, and I don't believe anything he says. I think any girl who's in front of him, he will try to couple up with. If he was in that little one-on-one date with Andrina, he would have been like, honestly, since day one, I felt a connection. He dropped that in the finale with Elandria, and I was so mad. He was like, honestly, like from day one, I could feel this, but the villa was just pulling me in other directions. It's like, dude, shut up. Shut up. That's not true. You were torn between Beldasha and Sierra. You weren't even looking towards Elandria at all. And then
It's like 50
he's like,
50. It was actually like 48, 48,
it's back to
48,
yeah.
48, 4.
It was 70-30, now it's 50-50. There was 0% Elandria. I'll tell you that. And all of a sudden you're gonna revisionist history and be like, honestly, since day one, I could feel something. No, shut up. You're just trying to win. Nick is by far the clearest cut. He's just trying to win this thing.
Yeah, well, I feel like if you're at that point, might as well try to win, right?
Yeah.
But I had a feeling with Nick and Elandria, I kind of feel like they didn't want to be there. Like they didn't want to be in the villa the last like week.
I don't think
They were kind of like, I
anyone
want to get
wanted to
out of
be
here.
there.
That's also true, especially with all the people returning from Love Island, getting so much love online, and like they're having a time right now. Like they're all in LA,
And
they're all
every
partying,
single
they're all
one of them
together.
was like, I was ready to go.
Yeah. And I think Nick and Landry were both ready to go. They know they weren't each other's person. Like, especially Landry. Landry, like, I don't know. Maybe it was just, I feel like her attitude was just off the whole season. Like, I feel like she just didn't want to be there. I
Yeah.
don't know. She just didn't, I feel like she didn't give any of the guys a true shot. Like, I feel like she wasn't even open. I don't know. I just don't know why she, like, honestly went on Love Island.
That's a good point.
Because I don't think she was there for love, but I also don't think she was like there to like win, maybe. But
She really
I
didn't
don't
have
know.
a strong connection with anybody. Because her connection with
Yeah,
Taylor was such a slow burn that it never really got anywhere.
but it wasn't really a
Yeah.
connection. Like I always thought through that bullshit. Like I don't
That's a
know.
good she didn't
I
really do anything.
yeah, she kind of just kept being saved or and bringing brought back. Like I think she was ready to go. Nick, I think he was ready to go once Ace left. He was like, all right, all my boys are gone. Like yeah, Pepe's cool. Yeah, Chris and Brian are cool, but like
Yeah.
let's time to wrap it up. Like this has been 6 weeks with no phone and everything like that. Like I'm sure he's ready to get out of there. Um, yeah, so I think that wraps up Nick and Landry. I still did vote for them. Put my hand up. I solely for the meme, solely for the meme because it's like, you know what? This is so cool how we can like kind of control the villa. Like screw it, like Nick and Landry. Like we know they're not gonna win, but like
I didn't
I
vote.
don't
I was in the Virgin Islands. I was very behind, and I basically watched everything yesterday, so I caught up on a lot. I would have voted for Iris and Pepe, to be honest. They were my favorite out of the
fair,
four. But again, I knew
fair.
they didn't have a chance of winning. It felt like it was Amaya's to lose for the last 2 weeks. It was just whoever she decides to
Yeah,
be with. So Zach has to be kicking himself because Zach, all you had to do was
one more
just
week of
be okay
faking it.
with it. Like just
Yeah,
shut up. Just don't say a word during the stand your
yeah.
business challenge. When all of a sudden the guys are
And,
ganging up on Amaya and he's like, "Yeah, me too." It's like, "No. Don't just shut
yeah.
up. Just don't say anything."
And okay, one quick thing about the
Yeah.
finale in terms of when Amaya and Brian win, cool. We all saw that coming, and then they bring them back on the stage for like the the actual prize pot, right? The 100K, because it only goes to one person. And this is just so stupid the way they do this. They have two envelopes, and it is so obvious because Ariana's not. You can't even choose. Like Amaya wasn't allowed to choose between two envelopes. She was like, take the one on top. Obviously, that 100K was going to Brian and giving him the opportunity.
Mhm.
Because if it was given to Maya, obviously she's splitting it. It's a Maya. She's really nice. And Brian gets the 100K, and then it's just like what are you gonna do? And he's like, yeah, I'll split it. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, he's not gonna choose anything
Yeah.
besides that. If anything, I thought he should have either one, been the villain, take it all, or two, choose to give all 100K to Amaya. I think that would have benefited him longer in the long
Yeah.
run in terms of
Just
like
public
Amaya
perception.
supporters would have, oh yeah, public perception, and Amaya supporters would have been like, wow, he
Yeah.
did that. Boom, that would have blown
Well,
up. I think
here's the
all of his
thing.
accounts, but
Just from a strictly business standpoint, if he decides to keep all the money to himself, he will have a net deficit.
yeah,
He will lose money from
oh,
that
100%.
because he will lose brand deals. He will lose public
Yeah,
like fame. People won't like him. He will be a villain. And
but it'd be funny.
it would have
So
been
funny.
incredible. But I mean, just from a like take love out of the question. That would be a bad business decision to keep 100K. Just take the 50K
Yeah,
and triple that amount in every brand deal you and Amaya are going to get for the next 6 months until you inevitably probably fade away.
yeah, I'll give it a year, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's true. I think my idea to improve this aspect of it would be do some type of like prisoner's
Yeah.
dilemma with them. They can't see the other person's choice, where they can either split or steal,
Mhm.
right? And then if they both choose steal,
Neither of them
neither
get
of
it.
them get
Yeah.
it.
It goes to second
If they
place.
both choose split, they split. If one person steals, one person split. The person that steals gets all
Yeah.
of it. That's what
That
they
would
need
be
to do. That would
incredible.
actually add drama, because that last 5 minutes when they brought him back and they asked Brian and Ariana's just standing in the middle, it was so anticlimactic. And that's the way you're ending the season. I don't know. I just feel like that's the better way to do it, and just add a little bit of excitement, a little bit of drama
Yeah.
at the very
That
end.
thing did not need to be 2 hours. Those dates were mostly ridiculous. Huda and Chris obviously gave us some entertainment there, but it was it was hard to get through. It really was because it was
Yeah.
like just tell me who wins at this point.
Love Island's like this, and then it starts to peak, and then it just, no matter what, it goes down. And I don't think there's really a way to
Yeah.
fix that, though. To be completely honest, it's because it's so long. But if you shorten it, it also takes away from that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's my thoughts. I don't like how the reunion's the 25th of
Of
August.
August?
Why wait that long? It's the 25th of August.
Jeez.
It's in a month and a half from now. That way, nobody's gonna really care.
No, I agree.
Honestly, nobody's gonna care. Like, record that shit next week.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? They're all gonna be there. They're not working.
Yeah.
Like, just set it up and do it.
Agreed. That's I mean it is what it is. Again, at the end of the day, I had a great time with this season. I'm gonna remember a lot from this season.
Yeah.
The fact that Amaya and Brian won is kind of insane, but I'm happy for Amaya because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
she's a standout. She's a one of one human being. I will never meet, be introduced to, or witness another person like Amaya for as long as I step foot on this planet. So for that, she deserves to be rewarded for it.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. My last point is Ariana Madix, kind of a bad host. She's kind of boring. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I've watched Vanderpump Rules, a good portion of it. I think she was pretty boring. I think they need to get some new fire in there.
I don't hate that take. Yeah, there's a few things you can change up, but I didn't love the cost to change. But other than that, mostly good. I had a lot of fun with it. Just Twitter, Love Island Twitter is all time. It's a great subsection of the internet to be on, and yeah, it's just a cultural movement. Like I'm talking about Love Island with people that don't watch any other TV, period, but they're tuned into Love Island. Like guys who have never shown any interest in any type of reality TV are like, "Hey, are you covering Love Island this season?" It's like, "All right, we're doing something." And by we, I mean like the show. Like there's a movement there. So that's cool to see. Very fun. But yeah, now it's on to Paradise. We got 2 episodes this week. The Goldens are showing up, which will be interesting. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, we'll slip straight into Paradise mode. So, any other thoughts before we wrap up?
No, yeah, no, I enjoyed this season, and it'll be nice when Love Island comes around next season,
Mm-hmm.
next year. It'll be nice. Like it feels like summer. It feels like the start to summer when that starts, and so that's what's really refreshing about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it blew up so much. I don't. Let's get less of the ads. The whole giant CeraVe ad. Don't We don't need to. You make so much money from this Love Island. Let's keep the ads for during
Yeah.
commercial breaks, please. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for everyone who followed along with our Love Island stuff. It was really good for the show. It was fun to be introduced to a new audience. If you are watched this far, make sure to subscribe, comment your thoughts on this season, and stay tuned for our Bachelor in Paradise reviews, which first one or next one will be out tomorrow, or depending on when I drop this. It'll be out Wednesday morning. I don't know when I'm going to put this out, but hopefully somewhat soon. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching all the Love Island stuff, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Thanks for watching this episode of BachMakers. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider joining our Patreon page, linked in the description below. It's $5, cup of coffee, and it helps support us a ton. Thank you, and maybe we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and from next week on the BachMakers, we shave Wyatt's head off.
Maybe. Only one way to find out.
By tuning in.
That was implied.
Back to you in the studio.
And cut.
Thanks, Julianne.